Good morning. Top of the morning to everybody. How we doing? How's everybody doing this morning? Hey, Gerald, good morning. Gerald's setting up right now. We're going to do a video on the trade setups. I'm not going to make it long. I know Gerald likes to keep them nice and short so you guys can view them over and over. So I'm going to be straight to the point when we start this video. Hey, Tina. Hey, Ernie, Steve, Bill, good morning. So we're going to go over the two setups. We're going to go over the WPT trade, the wrongly positioned trader trade, and then also the retracement trade. I'm going to make the video quite morning. Hey, Derek. All right. So let's first of all go over the indicator and the strategy we have. Let me get this out of the way here real quick. So we have a strategy and an indicator. Here's the strategy that you guys are going to be members will have in their mailboxes. And what the strategy does is it looks for, it's the indicator and the strategy are combined together to form two possible high probability trades. So the trade setups we're going to go over today are retracement trades. This is a retracement strategy right here. And then we have what's called wrongly positioned trader trades. So you don't need to run the strategy. You can run the indicator to get this ATR that starts trailing. In fact, when my triangles fire on a retracement, here's the first triangle that fired, you can get the ATR to start trailing one tick after, which we have in the room, one tick after we have a buy signal that comes up in the market. And the whole idea with this is that what we found and what members have had great success with is that this is called a running ATR. And what a running ATR means is that you've got a market that is actually going vertical. And vertical markets are what we as traders want to try to be involved with because it keeps us out of chop mode. So as you can see, since yesterday, this market has stair-stepped up since 10:30. And my ATR on a smaller time frame. This is a small time frame right here. I'll show you. I'll get this off here. There you go. This is a 3 sim Renko, which is a very small time frame, so your stops are smaller. And you can see that this ATR has trailed all the way from 10:30 yesterday, stair-stepping up, and has not been violated. I had this dialed in really good, and members, I will show you at the end of this video my settings to make sure you got them correctly. But the ATR is dialed in really good right here. So as long as you're above the ATR, we're looking for buy pullbacks. Now there's two types of setups that we're going to try to look for then. We're going to look for on a running ATR. So we're trying to get into trades that are going vertical. So we look for running ATR dots to find two setups. Okay, the first setup, what we're going to do is we're going to look for retracement trades. A retracement trade is simply we're inside of a running ATR, we're inside the dots, and we're going to look for pullbacks inside of a running ATR. So the ATR is running, and we're looking for a pullback. So here's a entry yesterday, right here at this level. Here's another entry on a pullback. Here's another entry on a pullback. Here's another entry on a pullback. The whole idea is that you're trying to get as close as you can to the ATR, because if it closes outside the ATR, that should be your ultimate stop. So if you're trading a 3 sim Renko, you really don't need a larger stop than 12 ticks. If you're trading a 5 sim Renko, no longer than 15 ticks. But you can use it. You can tighten this ATR. It's customizable on your own computers. You can make it as tight as you want. You can actually tighten this up if you want. I like keeping it at this level, which after this video, members, I will show you my ATR levels to make sure we're correct. All members can get my exact settings. But you can see it bounces right off of it, and this would be a good opportunity to also get long. Now on the strategy, I have it after first target's hit, it will run, it'll keep in the trade until we actually have a second price target or it closes outside of the running ATR. So that's the first trade up is the retracement trade. The second trade I'm going to go over is we go over what's called a WPT. A WPT is catching the wrongly positioned traders. So the whole idea of doing this is we're trying to get in trades with a running ATR. So if you are trying to understand the system, you're new to the system, basically you don't want to take any trades until these dots start printing, period. So what this allows you to do then is allows you to focus on trades that are going vertical instead of sideways. The market can only do two things. It's not very hard to understand. It either goes vertical or it goes sideways into chop. So what we can do then is we can wait until the ATRs actually start printing dots or running, and it allows us to be in a vertical possible market. That allows our retracement trades to be more accurate, and it allows our WPT trades to be more accurate also. So if you're inside of an ascending ATR, then we look for buy retracements, okay? So that's how we do it here. And if we're inside of a descending or if the ATR is above price, then we're looking for sell retracements like right there. So let's get this strategy off. Let me get this over here, and let's take a look at what I show in the room. I show in the room a 5 Simrenko, which is a longer time frame, and a 3 Simrenko. Let's go to our smaller time first, and then I'll go to the larger time frame. So this is the trades you see in the room since yesterday, and let's start at 10:30 when this market started getting hot. So if I'm trading the markets and I'm looking to get into, this is the S&P yesterday on a 3 Simrenko, and I'm trying to look for pullbacks. So as soon as this first dot starts printing, I'm looking for buy retracement. So there's my buy retracement. Now what I really like to do is I like to have my symmetry dots on there also, especially the 5 Simrenko, because when the symmetry dots and the ATR line on top of each other, like here, this confluence, here confluence, if price ever comes down to it like this, it typically acts as a major support or major resistance, and you typically get a vertical move off of it. You can see it came in a dual support. Now this is without market profile, and this is without supply and demand lines. We do supply those to you, so when you do have all those levels stacked, it's quite neat how they all can stack on top of each other for great support. I'm strictly talking about buying and selling retracements with a retracement trade and a WPT catching the rolling position traders. Now, this is strictly a retracement trade. These arrows will fire off. You do not need to run the strategy to get this ATR that runs, and you do not need to run the strategy to get these arrows to fire off. There's an indicator, and then there's also a strategy. So the indicator can show this all by itself in any market. So you can customize it to any market that you want, how tight you want your ATR, and when you want these triangles to fire. I'll give you the settings that I show in the room, and then you can customize it to any time frame you want. And this works on all futures, all stocks, all currency markets, and it actually works on Forex very well also. So once we get a running ATR, then we're looking for pullback trades. Okay, the cyan triangles are buy setups, and then the red triangles are sell setups. If you see the red triangles, like yesterday, we had a big sell right here yesterday at 9:08 in the morning. At 9:08, that was a big sell. We had a running ATR, running ATR, running ATR, 3 great sells. We had multiple buy signals on the way up. Now, what I did, and this is for members, I will tell you, I adjusted my retracement indicator to a lower number now, which I'll go over the setting after we get off the conference call. Not the conference call, but this video, I'm sorry. Is that what you can do is just because these triangles do not fire, you can actually look for more shallow retracements on the way up to give you multiple entries. So how we can do it is let's say that we all know that when you get but let me explain this to you first. I don't want to make this video too long, but we know the best way to do it is wait for a running ATR. Wait till these dots start printing. That allows traders to get ready for a trade, okay? That's the hardest part about trading. When do you pull the trigger? That's the hardest part with any system. Well, I made the system more systematic now. It's more, wait till the dots start printing. Then what you do is you look for these big green boxes or big red boxes. What does that tell me? What I found over the years and years and years and years of trading and this is since the 1990s when I first started looking at these markets. What I found is you must have speed to be successful, in my opinion, in the market. You got to have speed because speed tells you the market's going vertical. If you're in a sideways chop, you can do great. Everybody does great in trend, but they do horrible in chop. They lose all their ticks back in chop. So what I finally, over these years and years of understanding this, what I put together is that I said, listen, let's try to get something that tells us to get heads up on a trade, and then let's wait for speed to come in the market to tell us there's activity behind our there's volume coming into the market. So when you see this big green box that prints or this big red box that prints, it tells you that's big selling or big buying pressure, meaning speed or speed coming in the market. The markets won't move unless they're trying to mark the market up or they're trying to mark the market down. So we know the market's pretty simple. We know that it can either go sideways or go vertical. So what we try to do is stay away from the sideways movement and try to get into vertical markets now. Using the ATR dots that start printing, we can allow ourselves to get into positions such as that. The best way to view this system is this, and here's how you trade the system in a nutshell on a retracement trade. If I see the dots start printing, I want to see this right here. I want to see, make this a little bigger, I want to see this, I want to see these boxes close, green boxes start closing. Once I see these green boxes start closing, I know there's speed in the market. Volume is backing my trade. So what I want to do, as soon as I get that green box that closes, I want to look for a full retracement down here. Now, my algo will pick up a lot of these trades. You can see it picked up this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. This picked up a beautiful trade there, huge move. But you can do it yourself manually too. After you see this box form or this box form, watch for a full retracement down here. Once you get a full retracement, you look for a positive market delta, or these, I have it built into the Renko bar now. Just wait till the Renko bar turns green and closes. So once these two align, you got yourself alignment to take a trade setup. And because you're inside of a running ATR, the trend is up and we are now moving north. So once these two align, you got yourself a trade. The market comes up. What do? Catch big volume surge right there. There's a big volume surge. This creates a box that closes green. What do we want to do? Wait for the full retracement over here. Here's a full retracement. Then what do we want to do? We want to wait for the first green bar that closes green. My algo actually picked it up. The beautiful thing about using symmetry dots is this. I see a lot of trades like this. Just because these triangles don't fire off sometimes doesn't mean you don't have a trade. I'll show you in a second. Okay? They're designed to fire off after you get a major volume surge or major speed in the market. But I'll show you, a lot of good trades are when we first get a volume surge or speed through the market and we close outside of symmetry dots. If I close outside of symmetry dots and I'm inside of a running ATR, look for this first retracement. There is red bars, first green bar, my algo picks it up, it's a full retracement and we're off to the upside. Now what you can do, let's say you missed this and you log in too late and you're like, oh, I just missed a speed bar to the upside. It's okay. I've adjusted my oscillator down here to let me know to look for another retracement trade. So after you get speed, I like to take these trades from breaking through symmetry. So if I cut through symmetry and I close a whole body candle close, what I will do is I will look for a full retracement and there's your next long signal without an arrow even firing in the room, because this is a full retracement. Now let's just look at the opportunity going through here. How many opportunities we had yesterday? There is your running ATR. You got 1, 2, 3. Here's a full retracement. This is a buy signal here. 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row that it called yesterday from 10:30 to, or what was it, 10, what was that, 10, yeah, 10:30 all the way to almost 2:30, all right, right in a row. Now, we keep going. Then you see a full retracement there. See, that's that one. Then here's a full retracement here. We see speed come in the market. I love this trade, though, too, also. So here's another trade. See how I close outside of symmetry by a whole body candle close? That first retracement, that's a good long signal there, but then we get a big speed. Speed comes in the market. That means we got a little volume surge. There's my full retracement, comes up to it. Then what does the market do? Market comes down and tests right on my algo, on the ATR. Is it a full retracement? Yes, it is. You got a full retracement down here, right on major support, symmetry, and also my ATR right on it. Bounces right off of it. We take off. Let's go into today's trading then. If you look at today's trading, it's caught that nice move up already again. Now this is since 10:30, guys. That's how cool this indicator and strategy is. This is since 10:30 yesterday. Look at that. Look at those signals. So then we got a full retracement here. We got a speed bar first. Got to have speed. The beautiful thing about it is we cut right through the symmetry dot. We close above it. That indicates we're going to a new higher high. We don't buy the high. We're smarter than that. So what we do is look for the retracement. We need a full retracement below. We get a full retracement this morning. There's your full retracement. It's below 10% on my oscillator, and the algo picks it up with an arrow that popped up automatically this morning to fire. Then what we do, we come down to my ATR. My ATR came down with my symmetry dot. This is the buy zone, and it bounces right off of it again at a full retracement down here. So that's trading a full retracement, okay? So that's how we do full retracements. Now, I showed that in the room. So I put that in the room. So we had a nice buy signal there, a nice buy signal here. The second one I have above, let me show you the wrongly positioned traders. I can show this one, then I'll show you the 5-sim. We had a couple days ago. It doesn't come up very often. So those are the sell signals, what you look for too. So this is yesterday. So once you see the ATR starts printing, I had the algo built in saying we're possibly going into a vertical market that keeps us out of chop. Then we get this big giant speed that comes in the market. Look for the full retracement below. Look for a red pull-in bar or a negative market delta. Caught that nice trade. We had another speed bar. Caught this nice trade inside the running ATR, inside my symmetry dots. That's retracement trading. Okay, let's go to WPTs, wrongly positioned traders. I love this setup. Doesn't come up very often. I love this setup. This happened a couple days ago. And you guys, I went over this trade when it happened, live in the room. And here is the running ATR. So we start running. There we have a buy signal. Doesn't hit our 15-tick stop. Bounces right off support. But this was not even a good buy signal because we never had what? We never had any speed bar, right? Speed bar showing a volume increase. There's our speed bar volume increase. It closes a whole candle outside of my symmetry dots, which tells me to buy the first retracement. We get a full retracement here. We get the signal to go long. But that's retracement trading. But look at this. This is what's called a WPT, wrongly positioned traders. They tried to actually trick all these traders thinking this is a big sell bar coming into the market. Well, we're smarter than that. We know if we're above a running ATR to the upside, what we want to do, if we see an opposite color speed bar going in, then what they're trying to do is catch the wrongly positioned traders and trying to get their position to sell. So if you see an opposite color speed bar come in against the ATR trend, you look for the first positive market delta or the first green reversal bar for buys, and that's your wrongly positioned trader trade. I'll show you in the 5-sim how it works also. So that's what's called a wrongly positioned trader trade. I have it programmed into the algo. You can run trades on the strategy with this trade by itself or run the retracement trades and this with the strategy also. Anything you want to do, okay? So those are the two setups we look for. Jerome, almost done here. One sec. So you can see how important this is. It bounced right off my ATR again. It's been doing this since 10:30 yesterday. I mean, it's just a phenomenal system when you know how to trade the two setups. Let's go to my 5-sim Renko. My 5-sim Renko yesterday. Now this is when you get the 5 and the 3, and I put the 5 above the 3 to show you what a longer time frame is. This is a phenomenal system when you get the 5, which is a macro point of view, that is overlaid over top of the smaller point of view. So we knew from 11:22 the 5-sim Renko is just cranking up. I mean, it's just cranked yesterday, right? It's still up. I mean, the bias is up in the market. So what happens is you can use You can look for WPTs off here. Here's a WPT right now that's happening. Here's a red bar that closed, opposite color candle, and now you have a what? Opposite color candle close. If you get an opposite color candle to close, that means they're catching the rolling position traders. You can buy this low on the 3-sim. So they work together on WPTs, and you don't have to trade off a 5-sim for a larger stop, a 15-tick stop. If you get in right here at this close, I mean at this candle, it's telling you that you got a very small stop, not even a 12-tick stop, probably even smaller, because if it closes right back below that yellow candle, you have to exit the position because the ATR has been stopped out. But what's neat is on the WPTs, on the larger time frames, is this. Okay, so here, yeah, this is yesterday, the market starts moving, or 2 days ago, the market starts moving up. Here's my ATR dots that start printing. Look at my WPT, my rolling position trader, catching the rolling position traders, it turns red against the ATR trend. So now what I want to do is I want to try to buy that ATR. You can either put limits in against the ATR, or you can wait for the 3-sim Renko to give you a positive market delta. Okay, here is another trade setup. Red WPT, rolling position traders get caught. They're trying to take those traders off. It comes right down and touches. I love the 5-sim like this. Look at the confluence we get right on the ATR and also the dots. But what happens is, which I love this, it finally gets violated, right? We get a WPT, but then it closes below. Now you got to shift gears. Now it forms an arrow to tell you shift gears. So now what do we want to do? We want to look for a WPT on the opposite side. We want to look for a green bars to print inside of a sell ATR, because that tells us we can start selling the highs. So what it does, it caught the exact swing at the high right there when it first turned a negative market delta. Then we have another green bar that closes, a WPT, right at the high of the ATR and symmetry dots. There's your other sell. So you can trade the WPTs after the first trend change. Now, the beautiful thing about this, another setup you can look for, is once you get and sure, I'm almost done here, once you get a close outside of an ATR, symmetry dots, typically the first retracement with an arrow is the time to really look for the big move up, because it's a trend change. Here we go again. The first retracement after the trend change right into the ATR is typically your big move down. And that you'll see hundreds and hundreds of trades like this when you go back and look. The beautiful thing about this system, you can back test this on any market you want. You can go back to hundreds and thousands of trades if you want, because this ATR, you can see if you put it back, you can go back and test this all the way back, as long as you want to go back, you know, on any time frame on any market. All right, so now we have a running ATR on the 5-sim and a running ATR. Now what we do in the room, we still have the market profile that I show. Obviously, my low value area is called the low here. My high value area is called the high here. So if I see low value area stacked right here, I got 3 times market profile. There's 3 times market profile, and it was a ATR buy. This is just an easy, you know, stacked area to look for. But if you really want to make it simple and you don't want to get confused, you can just look for speed bars that come in, look for retracement trades, or a WPT, which is an opposite color trend bar. Look for these trend bars, these speed bars, to get you in the mode to look for a possible setup. That alleviates the question of when do I look for a setup. The system totally alleviates that, which a lot of traders have a problem with. They do not know when to look for a setup. This now will tell you the internals on the market when we need to look for a possible setup.